Hello and welcome to a game between MaDFroG and ClouD. MaDFroG is going to be playing as the red Zerg at the lower left-hand position, and ClouD is going to be playing as the blue Terran at the lower right-hand position. The map is Delta Quadrant. It is a really cool map as it does have a rather large starting base. A lot of players do like to take advantage of the side natural expansion that is directly attached to the base, but it is blocked off by a set of destructible rocks, and there is a high ledge over here for your opponent to abuse, and it looks like ClouD will be getting scouted by MaDFroG pretty early from this overlord. A lucky guess there by MaDFroG, and ClouD is also going to be building a set of barracks at the very top of his ramp, and MaDFroG is marching across the middle of the map with his drone, and it looks like about the same time ClouD will also be sending out a scouting SCV at the very top level. Both players are extremely good at what they do, and a refinery as well as the spawning pool is going to be going down for the prospective players. And we do see that MaDFroG is going to be turning back, but he will see ClouD here, and ClouD is also going to be turning back, but he wants to make sure that his opponent is at the upper right hand position. That's why he went slightly further. The refinery is finished, and just as it finishes, there's going to be 2 SCVs on it, looks like. Maybe there is 3 SCVs. My mistake. MaDFroG is going to go to the upper left hand position because he still has not yet spotted his opponent with his overlord at this location. And another overlord is going to be flying to the north, and a hatchery is going down for MaDFroG at the moment at the 16th population. There is an incomplete wall in, but he is using an SCV to block off the drone that might come his way. We'll see if this is effective as the drone is approaching the lower right hand side of the map. ClouD here will see his opponent has early expanded, or expanded at least, and here we go. The drone is marching up the ramp, and the SCV actually starts building a factory, so that is also an effective way of walling off your opponent. Extractor has been begun for MaDFroG, as MaDFroG is working his way toward getting a queen and also some Zerglings. Some Zerglings are on the field, and we do see a reactor getting attached to the barracks. Reactor is a very, very good way to get a lot of units very quickly, as the factory is about 80% complete now, and ClouD is going to be trying to run away with his SCV, but the SCV is probably going to be very short-lived, and this overlord for MaDFroG is going to fly into the base eventually as a late scout, and there is also going to be one Zergling near the front entrance of his opponent to see if his opponent is coming. This does give an early warning for any attack, and ClouD's SCV is running out of time and running out of places to run, and a roach warren is going to be going down inside the base of MaDFroG. Both players are having about 26 or 28 population, and the command center is going to go down. The command center comes after 1 barracks, 2 marines, and 1 factory and 2 Hellions. So it is a pretty nice expanding play from the Terran player. Attack Lab is going to be going on the set of barracks right now, as he's probably going to build some marauders or some tanks possibly if he does the switch once again. And some of the Zerglings are running back, and they're getting roasted, and a lot of roaches are getting made as that roach warren has just recently finished. So MaDFroG only has his queen to defend his hatchery right now, and things are looking that is a very nice control. MaDFroG not going off the creep, and ClouD not letting the queen attack his Hellions at all. And if some of these roaches are going to spawn, I think the pressure here would be eased a little bit, because roaches are pretty good against the Hellions. And we do see an injection from the queen, and he could also inject this one as well if he wants to. A couple of drones being pumped out by MaDFroG at the moment, as MaDFroG is trying to chase these very, very fast Hellions from ClouD with a couple of roaches. And MaDFroG does have 2 control groups of roaches, so he can control them individually pretty easily. And he's trying to get us around on the Hellions, but the Hellions will not let him. Orbital Command is going to be going down on the 2nd command center, and if we take a look, the buildings have once again swapped. Now he's building marines and tanks, as well as getting siege tech. Siege techs have been nerfed a little bit because his damage toward light units have been decreased. They used to be really useful against all sorts of units, and we do see the overlord did pop in and pop back out. I believe he did see the command center. If we take a look at his vision, he does see the command center that ClouD has built. And ClouD's Hellions are sitting here, sitting pretty, and we do see metabolic boost is being researched for the Zerglings. If we take a look at the unit count, very, very close for both players, 51 to 52. And some of the Hellions are going to come in, the roaches are going to deter them, and 2 other roaches moving very slowly, trying to catch up to the Hellions, but won't be able to. Some of these tanks are coming out, and siege tech are moments from finishing, and that should deter these roaches. And the roaches, this one is very close to HP. to dying, and ooh, this one is, oh, that one actually goes down. So he has lost one of those roaches. And MaDFroG is macroing up. He does have 3 queens to try to defend this push from ClouD, and he's going to come in here, and the siege tanks are getting sieged up. I don't know if that's the best idea, because you do lose a couple of seconds of raw damage, and a couple of Zerglings are on the side. Zerglings trying to get in here and pound away at the tanks. We'll be able to get us around on one of the tanks. The tanks actually shoots the other tank that time, and ooh, does shoot him again. That is a little bit not very good for ClouD, because you could micro your tanks a little bit, but I guess it was really difficult to keep control of the Marines and tanks, but that friendly fire really hurt the tanks there. As we take a look at the army size, once again, 43 to 52, a slight advantage for MaDFroG as he's getting the Gliru Constitution. He did very successfully deter that push from getting into his hatchery at his natural expansion or his base. And if we take a look inside the base of a Terran player, he has, it looks like, 1, 2, 3 barracks, 1 factory, and no starports just yet. And he is building his engineering bay, probably getting some turrets or upgrades for his infantry. And these Zerglings, as well as the Roach, are going to be working on the destructible rocks at the gold expansion slightly to the north. And MaDFroG has also expanded to the upper left hand corner. It is always a good idea to expand if you know your opponent is not going to be attacking you. And it's always a good idea to use your units to destroy destructible rocks, whether it is behind the opponent's base or destructible rocks at gold expansions, because that will allow you to have an economical advantage. And you always want to be using your units in one way or another. And let's just say using your units does not mean letting them die. And the bunker is going to be placed outside ClouD's base, and there's also a missile turret here. A lot of Zerglings are going to be spawning for MaDFroG momentarily as we take a look at the army size, 73 to 74. Very close for both players, as MaDFroG is going to start working on the backside of the destructible rock. There's a lot of creep tumors being spread over here by multiple queens. Having an extra queen is really helpful, because not only would you have the ability to not lose injection if you lose 1 queen, you can also spread the creep tumor much quicker. So that is a really good way to do it. And a couple of Zerglings went in here to check out what kind of unit composition his opponent has. He will have seen the tank that destroyed his Zerglings, and I believe he did get vision of some of these Marines, so he will know what his opponent is up to. Another expansion is going up at the goal, so we will see 4 hatch, it looks like, and double evolution chamber along with an infestation pit. He's thinking about going to the hive tech already. Hive tech is very good, as you can get ultralists, and ultralists are really hard to kill unless you're not directly hitting them and they're directly not hitting you. Like putting some tanks behind barracks and bunkers is an extremely good idea. Another Zergling comes in over here and will get vision of some of these Marines, and he will probably know that a tank killed him. As you could see that splash, we do see the +1/+1 upgrades for the missile attacks, as well as the armor for the Zerg player, and we do see the +1 for the infantry weapon about to be complete, and additional tanks and armories are being built, as the first, it looks like, of the starports are going to be built right now. The Zerg player is on a lot of hatcheries right now. There's 2 over here, 1 over here, 1 over here, and 1 over there. So that is a total of, it looks like, 5 hatcheries. That's a lot of production capabilities for the Zerg player MaDFroG. And it looks like ClouD is going to push out here with a slow push from Marines and tanks. Very effective. And a scan goes off, killing off a lot of creep tumor there. And you always want to keep your infantry close to your tanks. You want your tanks to have a really large radius and vision to start shooting at any units that come your way, and you also need your units to defend those tanks, because once those tanks start shooting each other, there is just no telling how fast they will kill each other. ClouD is going to run up here and does... Ooh, he scans and he will see some of the Zerglings, and the siege tanks do fire, and the Zerg player MaDFroG has to fall back. +2 infantry weapon is being upgraded, and a couple more tanks and Marauder are going to be coming out for ClouD as he's making a very nice push through the middle. And MaDFroG needs to find a good response to it, and infestors may be it, as those infestors don't really have the energy. Ooh, one of them does, and some of the newer ones don't quite have enough energy for the fungal growth yet, as fungal growth does require 75 energy. And the +1/+1 attack and armor upgrade is going to be done for MaDFroG momentarily, so he might be thinking about doing an attack or a defend right as that finishes. 2 Marauders come in trying to get an idea of what he's going to be dealing with, and he will see some of the infestors and Roaches and Zerglings for MaDFroG. Concussive Shell is going to be researched by MaDFroG as we take a look at the upgrades. Right now, 1-0 for the infantry, 0-0 for the tanks, and some of the infantry is going to march up here as the tank is going to get pushed up as well. This is a very nice slow push. You can also add some bunkers as well as... Ooh, he's coming in here. A lot of Zerglings going next to the tank, and the tank friendly fire kills off this tank almost immediately. And as I was saying, you can build a bunker and some turrets if you like on the way to the push. It does deter a lot of the mulas that will kill off your marines and kill off your tanks. And as we see the large army size, ooh, we see a triple Nidus network. This is a good idea if you want to get a lot of your army moving really fast, because Nidus network is only weakness is that it will only allow you to unload one unit at a time. These infantries are stemming, and ooh, fungal growth going on it, very good, and retreating at the same time. And it looks like he's gonna... What is MaDFroG thinking right now? He's just getting shot at. He does have a nice network up over here, but I think he's waiting for a lot of Zerglings to spawn. He has just queued up 46 Zerglings, and I think he knows he can't really push through this tank line without taking a lot of damage, so he's going to go elsewhere. And we see a triple Nidus worm coming here on the side of the base. I think ClouD does know it's coming, so he's going to get ready for it momentarily, I hope. And we're going to follow the action at the middle of the map as some of these Zerglings are going to run in here. And if we take a look on the side, there's going to be a huge battle happening at the lower right hand corner, and we do see these units coming into the base of ClouD, and they're going to wreak havoc, absolute havoc, while in the meantime ClouD is going to be coming in here trying to take down the hatchery of MaDFroG, and there's just a lot of blows being exchanged right now. The army size are pretty much even, 150 to about 150, and ClouD is coming here very fast, killing off everything with those STEM Marines and Marauders coming up to the main base. There is a lot of stuff that he needs to rebuild if he wants to keep going, but there's a couple of roaches going to be spawning here, but these roaches will die very quickly because you usually do not want to make roaches from the hatchery. That is going to go down, and inside the base of ClouD is just chaos. Everything is going down, but both players are not making too many units right now, as they know they're going to be losing their main base and they need to focus on killing the other player. Who will be the victor of this game, as both players are decreasing their army size quite a bit. Both players hovering around 100 to 110. Another command center is being built. Another command center is being built at the moment, as ClouD is going to be moving out of the main of MaDFroG. He really wants to take down the spawning pool because that will force your opponent to not be able to make anything but Zerglings. So this is the last remaining structure for MaDFroG. I think MaDFroG is at a huge disadvantage unless he can wipe off the entire army of ClouD with his current army. And as both players are approaching, ooh, he finds the 3 Nidus networks, and he will be able to take it down with this army. APM absolutely insane at the moment, as MaDFroG is wreaking havoc inside the base of ClouD, and ClouD is also exchanging the blow back into MaDFroG's face, and this is the gold expansion. This is it. MaDFroG is not actually rebuilding the spawning pool, so I think he has a ton of hatcheries, but he can't really build too much with those hatcheries. If we take a look at the hatchery, you can only build, it looks like, drones and overlords, and ClouD is going to be marching here through the middle, and he's going to clump up a little bit at the entrance. I think he's actually microing elsewhere, as these units are moving very slowly up this ramp. They're killing off that overlord. Those overlords actually save him a couple of seconds to get inside the base of MaDFroG. And MaDFroG is going to lose this hatchery here, as MaDFroG's base is getting destroyed. MaDFroG has always been destroying the base of ClouD, but he's having difficulty taking care of this because there was a whole bunch of SCVs repairing it. And right now both players don't really have a base. There's a floating command center for ClouD at the moment. This is just absolutely hilarious. A couple of infested Terrans on the side, 1-1 upgrades for those infested Terrans, and we're going to see a huge battle in the middle of the map as they're going to meet for the first time between these two great armies, Zerglings and Infestors, it looks like, and a couple of roaches versus a lot of Marines, a lot of tanks and Marauders as well. We see, MaDFroG does call GG as some of his Infestors were killed off earlier. That was a really nice game with Nidus Network. Hope you guys enjoyed that. This is GG Face. If you do like what you see, please do subscribe. Wow, that looks really funky. Oh, he cancelled it. See you guys at the next game.